Hi, this is Paul Bowerman of Bowerman 939 of the Brigham Tea Company, and I'm out here today and readjust this camera here. I'm out here today and it's got to be it's about 110 degrees. It was when I left the house, and you'd think to yourself, what kind of fool would come out here? I like to come out and just see how my body reacts to the temperatures. We had a little rain cloud come over last night, and it didn't rain, it just blew, but it always puts humidity in the air, and you get 110 degrees and 20% humidity, and it's miserable. And I've wet my bandana, wet my shirt. As you can see, I'm walking. I found a railroad tracks here, and I wanted to tell you about railroad tracks. When you are in a survival situation, you find a railroad track, especially a main line. It's a really good thing. The main line, my son-in-law is a sectional person. He's a section master for Union Pacific Railroad, and he's telling me that all the main line has DC current going down it, and if there's any kind of metal or anything grounding them two tracks out, it tells Omaha, Nebraska that there's something on the tracks. Everything in the western United States is dispatched for Union Pacific, which Union Pacific has now bought up 90% of the tracks in the western United States. And they own most all the Midwest too. There is a section master every about an hour and a half to 2 hours in every section. So every section has a man that keeps track of the tracks, and he's one of them. And if Omaha, Nebraska sees something on the tracks that's not supposed to be on the tracks, or it's not scheduled to be on the tracks, they'll send him out. So in a rescue situation, you're broke down, you're near the tracks, you got kids in your car, you're out of water, you can put your jumper cables across the tracks, and it'll send a signal to Omaha, Nebraska that there's something on the track, there's something wrong, and they'll send a section man out, and he'll come looking to see what's wrong, and he'll find you. Now the trouble with that is you don't want to be doing that because it's illegal. They're really strict about it, but it'd be better to have your family at home in bed trying to get you to bail money to bail you out of the jail than it is to have them stuck and die of dehydration or something. So as a last result, if you're near the tracks, you can put something across the tracks to short it out. It'll signal to Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha, Nebraska will send somebody out to check on it. Now this is a side spur, and that's not the case with a side spur. But with most side spurs, like this one, there's a train that comes down this track at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. They come down into a place, they get what we call silica, and then they come back out. Well, they're not going fast enough that if you stood up on the tracks and waved him down, he could stop for you. Or he could send help for you. Just tell him, help, I need help, and they'll send somebody to come get you. This is a great place. I'm going to build a shelter here and wait for the train to come. It may be a day, it may be 2 days, but the train will come. I need to stay fit. I've got a river right here. The only trouble with this river, and I don't know if you can see it, is there are literally thousands of wasps getting a drink on this water, and you'd have to be really careful. They're keeping cool, as you see. I don't know if you can see it. This camera won't zoom in. Anyhow, they float along, get a drink, and then head back to their nest. Anyhow, this is Paul Bowerman of Bowerman 939 of the Brigham Tea Company out in the desert. I haven't made too many videos because it's been too hot. Anyhow, I'll tell you about that later on in another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. 939 of the Brigham Tea Company.